Well, look, we're back. We are out of hibernation and back on the road. And we've come south because surely earlier on in the year, the further south you go, the better the weather. And also I tend to always go north. But at the end of last year, came down to the Forest of Dean for some lovely autumnal colours and some great walking and some easy biking, no massive mountains. So after I've had a few months off, as I say, hibernating, I tend to go and park up urban style, plug the van in through winter. Anyway, I'll just pause because I've got some cleaning up to do. So yeah, Forest of Dean, back. I enjoyed it here. I think it's only 2 videos ago, even though it was October, that I did my Forest of Dean video where I was here for a week doing some forest bathing. And I say, autumn then, absolutely lush in terms of colours. Now it's spring, still signs of the pigs rooting around, but yeah, Forest Dean, one of the few places that we've got wild boar. I did look into it a little bit after I was here, and it seems they're very good for nature, for the soil, because they dig stuff up, get it aerated, bring some bugs to the surface so that other animals, so you'll often find like birds following the the boars around because they've dug up. So yeah, a nice thing. I think it's one of the things that the rewilders want to see in other parts of the country. But I think Forest of Dean was the only place that they really have them, and I might even treat myself and go out for tea on one of the nights and maybe try some wild boar, because I'm all for the eating local, shopping local, and obviously they do have to cull some of the wild boar. We know we've no wolves or anything these days, so they do need to cull them so they don't go, just like we do with deer and venison. Got to cull them to keep the population in control. So yeah, I might go out and try and find a wild boar burger or something. Anyway, I will continue this walk and we'll catch up with this vlog later on, maybe tomorrow. I think this afternoon I'll be riding my bike, and that'll be over on the stupid Monkey Kev channel if I do anything interesting enough to film. So I've moved from here in the shade of this tree to over there. Oh, the sun's just gone in. Still a little bit of shade in, but it's a sunnier day today and I should be able to get a better harvest. But yeah, biked yesterday afternoon, just 90 minutes, 16 mile, and that was first time for 3 months, so my legs fairly hurt. I didn't do any filming or anything, but being it was biking day yesterday, that means it's a hiking day today. And I've looked on OS Maps and found a 9-mile loop starting from here, so that's what we're off. Me and the pup, we're off on a 9-miler, yeah. So should be good. I'll take you along, and if there's anything interesting, we'll get the camera out. Well, this is nice. Speech House Lake, people fishing, little bench for a view. I imagine once we get to summer, this is even nicer, but still, on a spring day like today, still nice to walk beside a little lake. But yeah, Freya's having fun. all these fishing pegs. Well, yeah, I think we're about a mile and a half into our 9-mile walk. So I'll say, if we see anything else that's good, then we'll stop to show you. Well, not stop, I'll get the camera out to show you. Well, it wasn't long before I saw something interesting. You probably can't see, I'll try and zoom in, but that's like a grid, so an overflow grid for this lake, and on top of the grid is where they've built the nest, and there's an egg there. That's the most unusual nest that I've seen. Is it an egg? Or is it a tennis ball? I think it actually might be a tennis ball. I thought it was a nest and an egg. So 3 miles in now, seem to be on 2 of the ponds. We're at Cannock Ponds, and it was, you can see down there, bigger and sort of greener, looked like an old mine sort of colour. But there was fishing pegs, so can't be too bad. My actual route goes on a fire road that's there, you can almost see it. But I saw there was a lakeside single track path, so we followed that, and I've also clocked that my route now crosses this next road and goes up that big hill. And when we were coming down the big hill, I could see it. So yeah, about to get warm because the sun's come out. And well, I'm not going to tie any of these around my waist. Freya's having fun. So yeah, so third of the way around. Well, this is the steep bit I could see, and being that I'm also a mountain biker, I spotted this trail here with all the bike tracks. I mean, there's bike tracks on this one as well, but yeah, this is what I'm following, and you can see many close together contour lines. So up the hill, Freya, up the hill. Well, I made it to the top and I'm hot. Now, I don't know if this is a trail I'm following, but I keep seeing these signs. It didn't say that on the OS Maps map that I'm following, but so far it seems that that is the trail I'm following, probably with a different start point, because that has the name of one of the other visitor centres at Forest of Dean, so maybe it's one of their routes from there. But if you go to the visitor centre, you have to pay for parking, and if you go to Speech House or one of the other outlying free car parks, then obviously it's free. But I'm quite glad that I've come this way, because I've seen lots of bike tracks on this hill, and yeah, quite a steep hill, not a big hill, but just short and steep. But I must have seen about 6 different tracks going down, so maybe I'll have a wander back on the bike and explore some of them. That is one of the reasons that I sort of try and explore when walking. Obviously I've got to walk anyway for the pup, because as much as I've tried, she is a poor trail dog. So I ride the bike on my own and walk with her. It also breaks up my week if I do, you know, a day of biking, a day of hiking, and then a day of rest. And yeah, rinse and repeat. Now that I'm retired, that is my plan. Although I say retired, I am actually here working. I am working here in September, and I'm just doing some planning as well while I'm here, checking things out. So yeah, we got the Hope Women's in September. Should have 300 women coming to this forest to do an enduro on a social weekend. as we've done before with Hope in 2017, 18, 19 and 23. So yeah, I'm not fully retired. I still have that little gig going on. Anyway, let's get back to this walk. Freya's found a mucky puddle. Well, loads of little streams, Freya, and then you find a puddle to drink out of. Why don't you find running water? It's going to be nicer. I didn't look too closely at this route, but I've just worked out this is where I was scoping out yesterday, because here off this road and Beach and Hurst, that was the trail things that we seemed to be following, but here, gate A, oh there's gate A, this will be the entrance to our event field up here into the back of the Forest of Dean cycling bit of woods, designated cycling with the cycling visitor centre. So yeah, oh, that's quite good. Helped me get my bearings, and also knowing that those trails that I saw over there down that hill I can access from here, particularly when I'm back here later on in the year and we'll be parked up here, so not far just to get over there. So yeah, a useful walk as well as a nice walk, so all good. Just seen some fresh trail building. I knew that they were redoing a bit of the red Free Miners bike trail, and when I was here in October I rode the whole lot, and this hillside was quite fun. So all sort of naturalised but bermed, so no sort of gravel on the surface, just cut in with the soil that's there. And now this path that I'm walking on goes right by it. So it's been quite a good little walk to orientate me into the wider forest and see things from different angles. I know I got confused when I did this red bike trail last year because it twisted around that much. I lost my orientation a little bit. So yeah, this is only my second time in this forest. So walking around as I did in October, the wider forest, and just seeing the terrain and how everything fits in, and then when you look at maps it makes more sense. But yeah, it's been good. I expect to cross this bike track. Luckily there's no load of bikes, so we're just sort of skirting like the edge of the main biking area that we came in at, what will be the event campsite, into this biking bit of the forest, and we're just sort of skirting the main bit, not gone anywhere near any of the downhill lines, although we did see like the very edge of well, the start of launch pad, which is at the end of countdown, just before we turned off, and then there we're just going through that that bit of the Free Miners. But yeah, it's been a nice little walk. Freya's been enjoying it too, and we're now like 2/3 of the way round, about 3.5 kilometres left. So yeah, all good. Well, on to the final section of this walk. We've just crossed this road here, so that's like out of the designated biking bit of the forest and back into the walking bit, and the bit where last year I was camped up in the van and we saw loads of wild pigs. And being this is just on the edge of the biking, they've put anti-bike stuff on this footpath bridge, but obviously some people use the forward because, you know, biking on footpaths sometimes can be appropriate or not inappropriate, maybe. I do a little bit of that, mainly on the mountains, not so much on busy walking paths. Not that this is a busy walking path, but yeah, But yeah, back to signs of all the wild boar digging up, turning the land over, and yeah, I do quite like this Forest of Dean, and I said it on my vlog in October a few times, and I probably said it in this one, but this sort of old, wide-spaced, proper forest, not a tree plantation with no light and no, you know, no canopy floor like there is here. This is nice. This is a proper forest. Oh, I know where I am because I walked along here last year, and then we're up to the old railway line. That's it. We're only a few kilometres off home. See what the map says. .57 kilometres left, and straight across this this thing. So that was Cannock Brook. If you remember earlier on in the walk, we walked past the Cannock Ponds further down this valley. So yeah, and this was the old railway line that I quite liked for sort of seeing into the forest in the autumnal bliss colours that we had last October. But anyway, we're still following the Beckenhurst Trail for the last 1.6 kilometres, last mile, final mile home. So I suspect the next little bit of videoing will be when we get back at the van. I have been having a quick check on the solar via my app, being that the van has Wi-Fi and the phone has signal, and I can look at what it is, and we're back up to over 80% battery, which I think, because I've got to cook some chicken in the electric oven tonight, that's quite good. Cheers! And we're back on the sculpture trail. If you want to see what the sculpture trail was like with all the sculptures on the video, then my forest bathing blog from October, from when I was here, has the sculpture trail. I walked all of that, showed you all the sculptures, so I'll go back and have a check on that one. It was quite good. I quite like the sculpture trail. And boom, these signs, even though they don't say Beckenhurst Trail, this is where we walked. So the van is 400 metres that way. Speech House Hotel is just out of sight over that. So we walked down there, turned here, and that was basically onto the Beckenhurst Wood, whatever it was called, trail. And now we're leaving it. So they're the final 400 metres back to the van. So we're almost ready to set off on this year's adventures and have a look at what I've been doing. So I've generally been stationary mainly and not moving, and then I'm going to be moving more. So I know it looks a bit rough, but this board across here and all this means that I can just pack up and go without having to pull everything down and put it on the floor like I always did when I was somewhere for a month. And I've done similar over here for this well, when I just pile stuff, so I've done the same. It's just in decking, and yeah, that's my travelling upgrades. Tees on, and I'm going to set off. So I've moved from the car park that I was in when I first arrived here at Forest of Dean to here. A bit more in the sun, not been doing too bad. I'll smooth move that. So yeah, we're a bit more, not as much tree shading. Basically when it gets the afternoon then we do lose shade over here, but I'm still on above 50% battery, which isn't so bad for this time of year. And we're now Friday midday when I left on Sunday evening. I've been doing some work, been doing some dig days. Here, look at this. It is the law, if you're in a forest and there's a dig day on, thou must participate in the dig day. For a weekday here at Forest Dean, we've got quite a decent group out. And we're working on a new trail apparently. Tools, our dig leader. And yeah, a couple more days here. And then my plan is to either go to the Brecon Beacons. I have an urge to do some summit bagging before I head off home. But yeah, been able to watch the F1. It was the first F1 practices, so I was up at 1 o'clock in the morning, up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch the two practices, just to see where everyone's at, and that was all exciting. And I'll be up early tomorrow for qualifying too, so quite glad that I've got like 20 meg download here. I only had like, well, not even 2 meg at the last place I was parked, so this is pretty good for my F1 fandom. Anyway, cheers. Well, we're now done a full 7 days away, getting back into the swing of it. I'm here. It's not been too bad weather. We are still in March and I have been riding the e-bike, so I've needed a fair bit of power. So we were down below 50%. I'm usually happy to go right down, but while I had a chance to make some noise and be an annoying git, can you see? I'm just running a Jimny. Basically it'll give me a third of a battery, so I went from below 50% at the end of the day. I think it was like 35% this morning. Obviously during the day it goes up with the sun, and then in the evening it goes down with my use. But yeah, I thought I'd take the opportunity to whack like 4 kilowatt hours in with the Jimny. And run a tank of fuel, because I'm looking ahead at the weather and I'll definitely need it. But I've just about done my work here, and either later tonight or tomorrow I will be disappearing to Brecon Beacons. And basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is supposed to be reasonable-ish weather, so my plan is to ride one day, hike one day, get some summit bagging on each of those, and then have a day I need to do some work. Well, it's a windy one, but I hope you can hear me. I've moved again. I'm over the hill from Merthyr. Merthyr's over that way, and we're going to bag some peaks and walk along this ridge line this afternoon, and then tomorrow we're going to go up Penny Fen that you can just see over there, and on to Big Fanny, I mean Fanny Big, and see if we can find a bush to dive into probably. But yeah, this is my spot. It's got superb Wi-Fi. Very happy after managing with like 3 meg a download. We've got like 150 meg here, so advantage of being higher up. And good job that I put some power into the battery, because look at this sky, very cloudy. So yeah, we are getting a little bit in, and south is roughly this way. So south is sort of between those two panels, so I'll get a little bit in the evening on this one and then tomorrow morning on that one. But the e-bike's fully charged for tomorrow's ride. Many peaks for that one planned, and yeah, well, let's crack on. Penny Fan, which is the largest peak in South Wales, over to Fanny Big. It's windy. Here 360 degree. Look at this wind. What a day. It's been windy, so I've not done much filming, but that's where we've been coming along this ridgeline here. A very nondescript, a lovely piece of single track. I said it's a lovely piece of single track, this. All looks doable. Thank you. I'm guessing it's there. And that was the end of my Welsh trip. Next trip up is lakes and then into Scotland. And please like and subscribe. And if I get to 100,000 followers, I'm probably travelling the world's mountain ranges, biking and hiking in this, my new Overlander. I say new, I actually got that in 2017, didn't quite finish building it, had to buy this one for the space, and then I've enjoyed this one so much, and I've had not enough money or time to work on this one. And as I say, like and subscribe. And I've got less than 1,000 subscribers at the moment. But if I get to 100,000, you can be damn sure I am travelling to the Himalayas, to the Andes, to the Australian Victorian high country, biking, hiking, maybe even 4x4 in the Jimny's been getting some use. You'll have seen that on the stupid Monkey Kev channel, the Wheeled Adventures channel, rather than this channel, the Kev is off grid, the Vanlife channel.